Hello everyone. So this video we are going to talk about some other aspects related to the microservices. The first one is circuit breaker. So what's a circuit breaker pattern? So this is the basic flow when we raise a request. This is the web app. It's requesting the user service and the user service is requesting the movie service. Movie service will respond back and the user service will respond to the web app. So whenever we request to the user service, a new thread is created or a thread from the pool is being assigned if it's free, right? So same goes with the when we send the request from user service to the movie service. So this is the basic flow. This is the failure scenario. So what happens, we are requesting from web app to the user service and user service is requesting the movie service. Now for suppose movie service there it is failed or the user service is waiting for the response. Okay, so what happens, we create a new thread for each request and suppose there are hundreds of requests are coming, so hundreds of threads would be created that will get the data from movie service. So what will happen if we don't have uh, a situation or if we don't have the logic that will handle the failure scenarios? So there are hundreds of requests that are coming to the user service and the user service would further send the request to the movie service, so hundreds of threads would be created and it will keep on growing whenever we send get the request because they are waiting for the response from the movie service, and movie service is failed some reason, it will not have responded back. So that means after some time, all the resources of our system would be used, so the application would crash. So what we want to achieve, what is the goal here? So we send the request to user service and the user service will send the request to movie service. So if there is a failure scenario, so what we should do, we should stop calling the movie service. So no new thread would be created. We will wait and we will give the time to the movie service to recover it. Okay, so how can we do that? There are settings that we can apply. There are some ways we can handle it. We'll talk about it. So this is the goal here. So once we get the we don't get the response from the movie service, we just return the default response to the web app saying like some error occurred or not able to get the required information. It could be any message. It would it's a safe case so that our application would not crash. So there are a few states of the circuit breaker pattern. The first one is closed. Closed means the all the requests that are coming, they are allowed to access the movie service here. So once the failure rate, if it's increases the threshold is like if it we send the request from the user service to the movie service and the movie service is failed 5 times, that's the threshold here we have defined. So if the failure rate is more than threshold, then we would deny it. We would stop, you know, sending the request to the movie service. We can implement some timeout there so that the movie service would recover it. So when the timeout expired, we would half open it. So it will allow only few calls. It will not, send all the requests to the movie service. It will allow few calls. For the first few calls, it will check if it's getting failed or not. If it's getting failed again, then it will again comes to the open state where all the access or all the requests that are coming to the movie service would be denied. And if it's not failing, it has started working fine, then it is a successful. Then uh, the closed state would be set and all the requests would be allowed to access the movie service. Let's talk about fault tolerance. So fault tolerance means system's ability to continue operating smoothly and reliably in the face of failures. So when we are not able to receive the response from movie service, and if it's keep on getting failed, we should have something in place to handle that. So that's a fault tolerance. There are two ways we can achieve that. We can define the settings in oscillator.json file. It could be another file as well, and we can use the poly extension. There are we can define the threshold in the JSON. We can also set the threshold in the poly extension as well. We'll see it when we implement in the while we do the hands-on. Let's understand load balancing. Yeah, I think you have already aware about it. Load balancing technique distribute incoming network traffic across multiple servers or resources to optimize resource utilization, maximum throughput, minimize response time, and ensure high availability. So we saw that we have multiple instances of our microservice. We use the load balance so that the traffic that is coming, it would be distributed among all the resources or among all the microservices. This would help in resource utilization. It will help in minimizing the response time and high availability. Well, there are different type of techniques of load balancing. These are few of them: round robin, list connection, IP hash, list response time, list bandwidth, adaptive load balancing, and content based routing. These are pretty straightforward. uh, you can understand the mean of each of the techniques. We'll be using, I think, round robin or list connection. These are the most used techniques. So that's all. I'll see you in the next video. We will start with the hands-on. We'll create the microservices from scratch. We'll implement everything that we have seen here so far. So I'll see you there. Thank you. Bye bye.